Yeah, no, we came through not too badly. A lot of the replacements were obviously just tactical substitutions. So the only one was Josh Van der Fleer. He kind of got twisted a little bit awkwardly. So we'll know more about that over the next couple of days. But we wanted to get him off, just knowing what we've got coming up with a 6-day turnaround, and then we can find out whether he's going to be okay and forge ahead for next week. It was a really good opportunity for Jack Conan to get out there. I said during the week he was initially planned to start against Scotland. He's been champion at the bit ever since, so he got out there and did a really good job.
The French tries a dampener on what was, I suppose, a crucial bonus point victory in the championship.
Yeah, they were, but you're up against a good French side, and they needed to get something out of the game. I was disappointed because I felt our replacements came on and did well, and then you let it slip, and it's a good learning for some of the guys who, when they side through the midfield, we know that Uge runs those support lines so well that once they get through, you've got to make sure that you can clean that up underneath, and we didn't. And then obviously the drive at the end that I thought maybe they'd put that ball on their own back, but once the on-field decision was a try, and you couldn't see either way, that was always going to be the result. But to be there in the first place on the back of a scrum penalty that we conceded after looking really good in the scrum through most of the game was frustrating.
Yeah, I think the mini camp in Belfast helped us a bit, because it was nice just to get away. We went out for dinner on the Wednesday night, and sometimes when you're a settled squad, you kind of forget that you do have to spend a little bit of time together, and it was nice. We didn't have the pressure of a game. It was a 3-day camp rather than the last one here was really a 2-day camp. And yeah, look, we're a really tight-knit bunch, and I think we've been as frustrated as anyone with some of the stuff in the first 3 games. And a couple of things we talked about was taking individual responsibility. I think that there's been a lot of criticism aimed at a couple of our players, but when we look at the way we've been helping them and the way we've been taking the pressure off, or not taking the pressure off, by the way we've been setting up in our attack shape, that was stuff that we really need to do. And I think we just wanted to go out and attack today, whether we had the ball or not. And look, we are best whenever we go and attack situations, and we've definitely played within ourselves, and it was nice to see us taking a big step towards what we expect from each other.
Joe, it was a big chance for Jordan today. How did you assess his performance?
Yeah, well, his first involvement was special, wasn't it? Finding that space into the corner, forcing Damien Pinot to put that ball into touch after that kick receive. I thought that was super, and I'm sure it gave him a spring in his step, that his first involvement is positive, and on the back of that he built into a number of other good positive involvements. He was probably a little bit lucky that Damien Pinot knocked the ball on from the cross kick, and that's one of the things that as a fullback he's still learning to get into the right position at the right time. When he sided through the middle of their midfield defence, he is freakishly good on his feet. He probably, I thought he was going to work his way back up the pitch at one stage to make sure he beat everyone, but unfortunately somebody catches up with you, and I think it just happened to be Matthew Bastereau who nearly killed him. So he's probably learning a bit from that to get through and step and go, as opposed to step and maybe step again. So there's those aspects of it. I thought he linked well with the back three sometimes. He brought the ball back and linked. So I thought it was a really good performance from Jordan, and a real pressure cooker. Yesterday, he's not starting at all. Rob's starting, and this morning he gets told, well, that calf is still tight. It's you, young fella. You're up at number 15, and he virtually rubbed his hands together and said, "All right, thanks. I'm delighted."
In your last, most likely being your last Six Nations game at home, can you talk us through your emotions?
Yeah, like it was obviously, it wasn't something that I'd overly thought much about until yesterday, and then over the last 24 hours, yeah, it's strange to think that it's the last time you'll hop on a team bus to go to a Six Nations game here. But like, I think in terms of the result and the performance, it's exactly how, if you could sort of plan your last home game here, and that's how you'd want it, just with the intensity that we played with, especially in the first half. And look, I was delighted to be a part of that. And ultimately, like we said yesterday, it was mainly Joe. You know, he got very emotional and told me that I wasn't allowed to keep going after he left. So it is what it is.
Joe, where would a win over Wales at the Principality rank for you, considering their unbeaten run and them going for a Grand Slam?
Yeah, it's funny. People might talk about that, but it's just for us really. We just want to finish as well as we can in the Six Nations. It's less about where Wales are positioned. We know that if we can get a win, we would go past them in the championship on the ladder at the end of the day. But at the same time, it is just another game, and as boring as it is, in terms of a 6-day turnaround, you can't really think too much about championships or anything else. We need to turn our attention to Wales, and we'll do that tomorrow evening when we get back together in camp. And then, whether we train on Tuesday or Wednesday this week, we'll probably train Thursday morning before we fly to Wales, and then we've got to be ready. So it's a very, very truncated week for us. It's a very short preparation, so it will be a lot less about Wales than it will be about us just trying to get ourselves organised and ready to go.